This is Mr. Kamau at policeabuse.com. You're about to join a live telephone call with a victim of excessive force, or at least that's what he alleges. You're going to hear our interview with the victim and our telephone call following that interview with the Travis County Constable's office.
Problem was, and I went to talk to him, and all I got was attitude, and I then started told them that they were in Bastrop County on a private road, and that if they'd please leave, that I had a fire going that I needed to watch. And his attitude was, I'm a cop, and you can't tell me what to do, and he threatened to taser me. And I then took off my jacket and held my hands up to show that I was unarmed and asked if the camera was on. And he told me if I took another step, he'd taser me. Then he did. And from there, I ripped him out. My girlfriend and my neighbor witnessing ran and got my mother. She came in the car, and I was just, after 50,000 volts, I was just not coherent very much. And, I was trying to talk to them, but I already seen their true colors. And when they ran in behind their vehicle and pulled their guns on me, I figured they were going to try and kill me in cold blood. So I tried to stay with my hands up in front of the camera. Well, when my mother and my girlfriend pulled up, they jumped in their car and went to the public road, and then got out and drew their guns again. They started demanding that I come to the public road, and I asked if I could talk to some rank, that I didn't trust them after what they did. Well, waiting for rank there next to my mother, they then started threatening that if my mother and my girl didn't leave, that they were going to get shot and they were going to be harmed. I then got upset and started telling them, how dare they threaten my mother and my girlfriend on private property. Well, after 5 or 6 vehicles had pulled up, all of a sudden, without rank there, they rushed me, and they started tasering me in front of my mother and my girlfriend who were there in the vehicle. They then got me on the ground and proceeded doing what I said after they put me in cuffs. Then rank got there and came hollering and yelling at them, "What are y'all doing? This man isn't even resisting." And they then stopped. They then picked me up, called EMS, took me to the front of the vehicle, one of the cop cars, and proceeded to pull the barbs out by hand before EMS had got there.
They just snatched them out of your body without using any sort of... There was no EMT there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And let me go over a few things that you just told me. I want to make sure I have this straight. This was Travis County Constables, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're on private property. A constable shows up. You tell him that he's got no business there or something to that effect. And then he threatens to taser you, and then he does taser you. You then you then go to the ground. First of all, there was no other crime. You hadn't done anything. No one has called the police on you or anything like that. You were burning wood.
Yes, sir. I was on private property in a big pit I had dug. I was helping these older people and this single mother who doesn't have any gas, so I was helping with wood so she can get her wood burning stove so they can keep warm, and I was burning excess limbs at night.
Okay, and so they come out there and they tell you what? What did the deputy say to you when he pulled up, or the constable?
He was saying that he had several warrants and looking for this and that person, and I told him I don't know what he's talking about. He's in a wrong, county, and he's on private property, and that I had business to do. You know, I'm burning my wood to watch the fire.
Let me ask you a question. Were the warrants for you or somebody else?
I then found out that they supposedly offered me for those misdemeanor traffic tickets.
Okay.
They didn't even know my name, though.
Okay, so either way, but even if if the warrants were for you, if it did have your name on it, you weren't fighting and you weren't trying to run away.
No, sir.
Okay, and you only found out that you had the warrants after you were under arrest?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and these were for minor traffic violations?
Yes, sir.
All right, so nothing like a robbery or a killing or nothing like that. It was all minor stuff.
No, sir. Yes, sir. All minor, all misdemeanor.
Okay, and they were for unpaid tickets?
Yes, sir. And the reason why I haven't gotten a chance to go pay them is because being without my license, I don't have transportation. I have to depend on other people to give me a ride, and I didn't have the money in.
So it's just a matter, you didn't have the money and you would have paid it if you had it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me go back to where we ended up with you being tasered the first time. At that point, you weren't running away, you stepped up and you put your hands up and you told me you were standing in front of the police car camera?
Yes, sir. I had taken the barbs out and asked them, really, are you going to taser me just for asking you to leave? And I then walked in front of the vehicle and had my hands up, and everything's pretty vague. I was telling them I'm not running, I'm not resisting, I'm unarmed, and I wanted to talk to rank.
Okay, when you say rank, you mean a sergeant, your supervisor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's the only that's the only objection that you raised, is you wanted to talk to a supervisor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, were all these officers from Travis County, were they all constables?
Yes, I believe so. All I seen was Travis County, and there was not a single Bastrop County officer there.
And you were in Bastrop County, not Travis County?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, a couple of things. Usually when the police go out and do a raid in another agency's jurisdiction, they will call that agency. So we need to look to see if there are any records at the other county, at Bastrop, that they were called and notified by Travis. I just want to know what they told them they were going to do. And then the most important thing we can get beyond the police report is the videos, if there are any, of what happened that's on the police car dash cam. Have you asked for those videos? Have you got those videos?
No, sir. I did ask for them, and I was told by Lieutenant Parker, the lieutenant for the precinct these constables came from. He also told me that if I were to come in and file a complaint, that he would make sure that I got a bunch of new cases. And he also had made a comment that I deserved everything that I got that night.
Hold on. What is his name?
Lieutenant Parker.
I'm going to call him. I can't do it at the moment because I have another client coming up after you, but I'm guaranteeing you that I'm going to call him.
Travis County Constable's office.
Yeah, who's in charge of that office? Who's the highest ranking officer there?
It's going to be Adon Ballesteros, our constable.
I'm sorry, what is his name?
Adon, A-D-A-N, Ballesteros.
And can you spell his last name for me?
B-A-L-L.
It's B-A-L-L?
Yeah, E-S.
Uh-huh.
T-E.
Uh-huh.
R-O-S.
Okay, and Adon Ballesteros. Oh, Ballesteros.
Yeah.
And is he available?
He is not. He's there's a class that a bunch of our deputies are out, a civil class right now that a bunch of them are attending out of town.
Okay, I understand. Who is in charge of internal affairs or complaints against deputies at that division?
That would be a Lieutenant Parker, but he's also in that class right now. I do have a sergeant that's here that could speak to the matter
Yeah, I'd like to speak to the
He'd be the
sergeant.
highest ranking.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, hold on 1 second.
Uh-huh.
All right. Actually, our chief deputy came in, so I can transfer you into him.
Okay, what's his name?
It's going to be Chief Deputy George Morales.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Uh-huh.
Hello, it's George.
Yes, George. My name is Mr. Kamal, and I'm trying to get some information on what the procedure is for reporting a complaint of police abuse.
Okay, I'm the Chief Deputy Constable here in Travis County Precinct 2. You can talk to me.
Okay, can you tell me what the procedure is if I had a complaint of police abuse?
Sure. Which police agency was it?
Your agency, a constable.
Do you know the name of the person?
Yes. Constable Castillo and Constable Casper.
Okay.
Do they work there?
Well, I don't have a Constable Casper.
Okay,
have-
Castillo?
I have two.
Okay. And how would I go about reporting a complaint of excessive force against Constable Castillo?
Okay, it'd be with me.
What is that? That's
would-
not
it
a
would-
process. That's a talking
No, I can give you a complaint form. You could fill that out and swear to it.
Well, that's what I want to
At
do.
our office at 1049 Burnett Road.
Okay, well, walk me through the whole process from start to finish, what I'm required to do, and where do I send it?
Okay, what you're required to do is come to 1049 Burnett Road with a complaint form. Fill it out thoroughly, swear to it, notarize here at the window, and turn it in, and we start an investigation on that. And we'll be notifying you with the lieutenant over investigation. Will notify you in the process of what steps he's taken and trying to find out information that actually occurred.
Okay. And the investigation is handled by your office?
Yes, by our office, and if it seeks that you want to go to the Travis County Attorney's office, you can go there also.
Okay. And is the form that you're talking about is not available online on your website? I'm on your website right now.
No, I don't have it available. You can send an email, and I can have one emailed to you.
Okay. If you can give me an email, I'd appreciate it, and I'll be happy to send an email to you.
Okay, my email is george.morales